welcome to another episode of Get to Know, a series we're doing with Calvary students so that we can get to know them better. Today I have with me Mr. Zach. Zach, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Zach Johnston. I'm in 11th grade. I'm from Hillsdale High School and I'm 17.
17. All right, let's go straight to this now. Is it Zach or Zachary?
You can go either way. People either call me Zachary. Most people call me Zach or Zach. So
I got you. So what's your preference? You've got to have a preference.
I prefer either Zach or Zach. Between those two.
All right. So stay away from Zachary?
If you can.
Understood.
If you're mad, then use it.
All right. I got it. Makes sense. All right, Zach, let me ask you this. How many siblings do you have?
I have 5 total.
All right. And where do you fall in the midst of that?
I am number 5 out of 6.
Number 5 out of 6. Like in age order, where are you? 5. Am I froze? In age order, how many are older than you and how many are younger? Can you hear me?
Now I can.
There it is. All right. So in age order, how many are older than you and then how many are younger than you?
4 are older and Max is the youngest.
All right. So only 1 younger than you. I get it. So how many brothers, how many sisters?
Even down the middle, 3 sisters, 3 brothers. Or
Okay.
2 brothers.
All right. Makes sense. Good deal. And how long have you lived locally within the Ashland area?
I think it's been 4 or 5 years now.
All right. And of those 4 or 5 years, how long have you been attending Calvary?
About the same amount of time.
About the same amount. All right, cool. So in 4 or 5 years of attending our church, clearly I would imagine then that you went to church somewhere before coming to Calvary. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. What are some similarities between where you were going to church and Calvary?
Large congregations.
Okay.
And a lot of the camaraderie between people. It's easy just to approach them and talk to them.
Definitely. And maybe some differences that exist.
I would definitely say the choir and orchestra area.
Okay.
At my old church, we had huge orchestra going with our choir, from strings to percussion with an organ and a pianist. So large.
That is different. All right. And now musically, are you musically talented at all?
Yes, I am a percussionist at Hillsdale. I do piano with Miss Beck. I also have done Falcon Singers, which is a choir type thing at our high school.
Okay. All right. How long have you been playing instruments?
I've been playing for probably around almost 10 years. I think it'll be 10 at the end of this year.
Okay. Wow. And what was the first instrument you learned to play?
Recorder, but I've stopped playing that to start playing piano.
Okay. All right. And so doing piano, how long have you done piano?
8. I think it's around 8 years.
Wow. Okay. All right. And then what do you play for Hillsdale?
I play literally any percussion instrument that they tell me to play. During marching band season, I'm a bass drum, and that's about it.
All right. Well, there you are. Outside of instruments and being musically gifted, do you have any other hobbies that you like to do?
I've been starting to pick up photography, actually, and also I've joined a video editing and creation program that's at our high school this year. I think those are the main hobbies I have.
Okay. Yeah. Stuff. Awesome. Do you just getting into photography? Do you have a specific camera or brand of camera that you like?
Well, I'm trying to save up for either a Nikon or a Canon, but right now I'm just using my cell phone.
I've got it. Not a worry there. Cool. And then some AV things as far as video editing. And of course, with that, let's go into what ministries are you a part of here at the church?
Well, I'm part of the AV team in the back booth during services, mainly. I run the slides.
So
I
when,
click them.
so when there's something wrong on the screens, it's Zach's fault. Everybody turns around and looks at
Pretty
Zach.
much.
What did you click? Why did you? No, I'm kidding, man. Kidding. Yeah, you're part of that team and have been for at least a year and a half, maybe better part of 2 years.
I think so.
Helping out back there, and does a good job. Are there any other ministries or avenues that you're a part of at the church here?
I help out with the VBS when it comes around. I think that's about it.
Yeah. All right. Good. And so looking at some of your hobbies, some of your interests, and then where you're involved in the ministries at our church, if you had to look across all the different things that take place at Calvary, what is maybe your favorite ministry that we have going on here?
They're all pretty good. But I would say VBS definitely. It's just seeing how many kids you can actually bring in from just around the Ashland area that don't typically go to church. It's not what I'm used to actually. At my old church, our VBS was large, but it was always just the kids from our church, and it's just how many kids you can bring in, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, there's truth to that. We do bring in quite a bit, and all of our buses come in full every night, and it's fun. It's a bit crazy, but they hear the gospel in the end. So good, man. Well, let's talk a little bit about, how about some hidden talents? We talked about some hobbies. Is there anything people watching this video that they may not know about that you are able to do?
Um, Not 100% sure. A lot of my talents are within the music realm,
Okay.
unless you consider picking up math and science a talent, but
Are those your favorite subjects?
pretty much.
All right, math and science. At one point, I remember going through high school. At one point, they kind of merge and become one and the same. Once you get to chemistry and all of those, chemistry is not science. Chemistry is math. Let's be honest about it. Okay, I got you. With some of these things in mind, so you like math, you like science, you're musically talented. What are you looking forward to the future, maybe career-wise, or something you want to do with your life?
There's quite a few things I've looked into. I've looked into being a pharmacist, production, like a director or music production director for movies or just in general. And I've also looked into some teaching areas that I could fit into doing math degrees and maybe even a chemistry degree because chemistry is fun.
That's an opinion, but we'll take it. We'll take it. All right. So in some of these areas that you're interested in, I would assume additional schooling is required. Have you given any thought to college?
Yes, I have. Right now, I have recently just got accepted to in a college credit plus program with Ashland, and I'm looking into Pensacola and a few other colleges that are kind of around the states to see which one would be best fitted for what I might be going into.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal, man. And sounds like you have given it some thought and what you would like to do. How about, here's a bit of a difficult question. What lesson in life, something you've already learned, but what lesson do you wish you may have learned earlier in life?
I probably have to say that stick to what you like. Don't do what people think you should be doing. I've done a few things like sports-wise is what comes to mind is like I thought it might be a fun idea because I've seen a few other people do it, but I didn't stick with it, even though I could have possibly been really good at it and I but I haven't found out yet. But then sticking to what you're good at, or even just sticking to something new that might help you in the future, is something that you should be trying.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, good, man. That's a good lesson to learn. Be you. Be genuine. And I get that completely. So I'm going to go back at the very beginning. We talked about how long you've lived in the Ashland area. Prior to moving to Ashland, where were you? Where did you live?
Prior to Ashland, I was in Wisconsin, actually. I lived up there for about 10 years, mass majority of my life, fun times. And I was in a place called Franklin, which is, if you find Milwaukee, it's like a few miles down, I think.
We'll take your word. So Wisconsin. So are you coming then to Ohio? Snow, is that a big deal?
No.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Here's a good question coming from Wisconsin. This is a great one. Do you enjoy cheese?
Yes, very much.
All right. All right. Cheese curds?
All.
Yeah, everything cheese. All right. I figured as much. Do you consider yourself a cheesehead?
As in Packers? No. I'm more of a Patriots fan.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll just move on beyond that. Let's go to some spiritual things here. All right. Spiritual things. I trust, it's kind of a question, but I also think I know the answer. I trust that you know the Lord is your Savior. You're saved.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind sharing a little bit of your testimony and how that came to be for you in your life?
Sure. I do not remember direct times or year, but I was in Wisconsin. We were going to a church camp, actually, and it was the it's a younger church camp they're called Northland. They have this. It's kind of like the Wilds, just much smaller, but they were doing this service about salvation and like just a whole bunch of like your normal like salvation, like have you done this before? If you haven't, raise your hand type thing. And my counselor, he took me to the back because it was something new to me, and he helped walk me through like the tracks with the cross and seeing the bridge, the lake of fire, and all this stuff that I knew was real. I figured it was real at least, and I just never thought of it much. And he helped me get to salvation.
Awesome. And so that was at a younger age, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So now, as you travel into your teen years, have you ever battled at all with any questions or concerns, maybe doubts regarding your own salvation?
Yeah, it's like I kind of find it like it's kind of normal to run into the doubts and the questions, because as like for me getting older, it's like you grow out of like hearing the supernatural stuff and you go into this is what's real, this is what not's real, and then you hear what people just going to a public school are saying. It can't be real, you can't see them, how do you know? So it's like trying to remember faith is not by seeing, it's believing what you have.
Good, man. Good. And I never thought about it till you mentioned it right there. The older you get, some doubts, some concerns will come in. And we know when it comes to salvation, we are to have childlike faith. And the older you get, the further away you get from being a child. And so that relates one and the same. Do you have a favorite Bible character that stands out?
Not really. I have a few stories that I like from, but they're none of them are related to the same character over and over.
All right. If you had to pick a favorite Bible story, what would it be?
Probably either Zacchaeus or no, it'd be Zacchaeus.
Is that because of the name?
No, I just kind of find it how his life was so messed up. People didn't like him, period. And Jesus comes in, fixes his life within like an hour or two from what I picture it as. And now he's like a God-driven man. And it's like amazing.
That's a good story. That's good and a good way to view it. how about we jump into some favorites and see what you've got? Do you have a favorite color?
I would probably say either silver or a navy blue.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite restaurant?
Most people don't know what this is, but Culver's.
It's a burger joint.
It's the best place ever.
All right, Culver's or Five Guys?
Oh. No, it has to be Culver's.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm trying to remember. I've eaten there a few times. They have a butter burger, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I got. It was pretty good. Not gonna lie. What's your go-to order at Culver's?
Well, it'd be a butter burger, but instead of like an actual burger, it would be a chicken buttermilk patty with lettuce, tomato, and the works basically, and with cheese curds and a concrete mixer.
Stop, wait, pause. What is a concrete mixer and why would you put that in your body?
Because basically, if you go to Dairy Queen, they're like they're, I don't even know what they're called. The ones that are, the blizzards.
Okay, all right.
Kind of like just, I consider them better.
It's fine. It's just when you start telling people that you're going to digest a concrete mixer, that doesn't sound very well. And I don't want people to watch this and then to go, I don't know, harm themselves by eating such a thing. So Culver's. I like Culver's. I've been there. I've eaten at one in, I want to say, Michigan. I've been to one. So there you go. Pepsi or Coke?
Neither.
Apple or Android?
Android.
Oh, there you go. That we should end right here. That's it. That's the way to end up. Oh, this is a good one because you are from out of state. So this is a controversial question. Pop or soda?
Most people don't know, but I call them fountain drinks.
Oh, fountain drinks. What if you don't get it from the fountain? That's where you take the cup up and that's the fountain. What if you're just getting it like 20 ounce or something?
Probably soda.
Like you have to add, I'll say this, a can of, so it'll be a can of soda. You can't say, can I have a can of fountain drink? That just doesn't work. All right.
It would be a can of soda, more likely.
Soda. All right. Everybody watching this has just turned it off, so we should just end it now because everybody says pop. Of your time coming to the church, do you have a favorite youth activity that we have done?
Either winter restart or going to church camp.
Okay. Both are big things. And then last, not least, but last, just curious, do you have a job at all? Do you have any employment?
Not yet. I was trying to get one earlier, but then quarantine happened.
Yeah, now we're all on lockdown. So your job is to do your schoolwork, I suppose, and not leave your house. Well, Zach, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to do this interview today, and I hope those watching have gotten to know you a little bit better, and I hope that they'll take the opportunity beyond just watching this video to continue to get to know you. But before we close, I want to ask you, do you have any other piece of advice that you would like to share with those watching before we go?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, again, I thank you so much for doing this interview, and I hope everybody enjoyed watching it, and we will see you on the next episode of Get to Know.